Court stops police commissioner from taking any actions. Papua LNG creates employment. Soldiers train for peacekeeping missions.
This is NBC Papua New Guinea National News.
Good evening, I'm Antonia Singut. The National Court has temporarily stopped Police Commissioner Gary Baki and other police officers from taking any further action against officers of the National Fraud and Anti-Corruption Directorate. Fraud Director Matthew Damaru successfully obtained a stay order today. This follows his arrest last Thursday. Sheila Malkin reports.
Mr. Damaru was slapped with 2 charges, 1 count of abuse of office and deprivation of liberty. This was in relation to the recent prosecution of the National and Supreme Court Judge, Sir Bennett Sakora. Mr. Damaru appeared before Justice Italai Polume Kiele and discussed the matters relating to his arrest last week. Lawyer representing Mr. Damaru, Ronald Nale, told the court his client's arrest was criminal in nature and will affect other cases relating to the same issue that are before the court. They wanted order from court so that the fraud officers will have to continue to perform their constitutional duties.
The court has granted stay orders that the commissioner is not to, commissioner and his servants or agents are not to deal with us in terms of the arrest and charging me firstly for abuse of office and deprivation of liberty, and others who they intend to arrest also. That has been stayed, so the commissioner will not do anything until further orders of the court.
Mr. Nale told the court that what was done is to suppress his client from performing his duty. Mr. Nale was given 3 days to file court documents in this proceeding to be served to other parties, adding that they are at liberty to comply and return to court within the required 3 days. Meanwhile, Mr. Damaru appeared in the morning at the Waigani Committal Court in relation to his arrest. The police prosecutors have asked the court for an adjournment to allow for a commission investigator to take up the case. But this afternoon's National Court ruling means that the case will be on hold until the National Court deals with Damaru's application. Sheila Malkin, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
Meanwhile, Mr. Damaru told reporters outside the courthouse that it is an embarrassing moment for the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary.
But in overall, I'd like to say that for me, this is it's very, very embarrassing for police to be fighting each other. The charge of abuse of office it's a real joke. I have been charged for doing my job, and somebody is not thinking properly. Somebody is not getting proper advice. It's really a real joke, and it's really embarrassing.
University of Papua New Guinea Acting Chancellor Dr. Nicholas Mann has urged all students of the University of Papua New Guinea to return to classes this week to secure their Semester 1 this year. Dr. Mann says Semester 1 of 2016 will not be viable after the 25th of June if students refuse to attend classes. He says for the sake of their future, they must return to classes starting today. The students have been boycotting classes for the last 7 weeks after they petitioned Prime Minister Peter O'Neill over corruption allegations. Prime Minister Peter O'Neill says the Papua LNG project will deliver 13,000 new jobs in the coming years. This will be undertaken with the usage of the latest technology to ensure safety and environmental standards. Mr. O'Neill made the comments following a meeting with the Total Chief Executive Officer and Chairman of the Board of Directors, Patrick Pouyon, in Paris last week. Jacqueline Yala reports.
In his recent visit to France, Prime Minister Peter O'Neill said Patrick Pouyanné and his team are happy to enjoy the long-lasting relationship with our country. He said staff are already moving from France to Port Moresby and local workers are being employed in preparation for the construction phase of the Papua LNG project. Mr. O'Neill said local workers will not be only in Port Moresby, but thousands will be employed from Gulf and other provinces. The meeting with Mr. Puyene was also attended by Minister for Petroleum and Energy Ben Micah, Gulf Governor Havila Kavo, and senior Total management. The delegation also had the opportunity to visit Total's research and development facility. Mr. O'Neill said he has a great confidence in the manner in which Total is approaching the Papua LNG project and the technology that is being applied. Research is underway that will make the development and operation of the Papua LNG project more accurate in sourcing gas, safer for workers, and minimize impact on the environment. O'Neill said these are essential elements in ensuring the Papua LNG project is properly delivered. Jacqueline Yala, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
Soldiers from the 1st Royal Pacific Islands Regiment at Tarama are undergoing training on the international humanitarian law and other important aspects of pre-deployment briefings that take place during preparations for UN peacekeeping operations. The training is conducted by the International Committee of the Red Cross Red Crescent upon invitation from the battalion. 2 sessions were conducted today, 2 for Tuesday and the last on Wednesday. Rebecca Passingan reports.
A clear understanding of international humanitarian laws is a must for troops deployed on peacekeeping missions. Being deployed on peacekeeping missions is something the Papua New Guinea Defence Force is yet to achieve, but it's taking necessary steps to prepare its troops. This week, more than 500 members of the PNGDF at Tarama will undergo sessions with the International Committee of the Red Cross and Red Crescent on international humanitarian laws and understanding the work of the ICRC.
It's really positive sign that the PNG Defence Force has asked us to do these things. It shows that they have a real commitment to professionalism, and it shows that they understand the importance of PNG soldiers understanding international humanitarian law and international human rights law.
Though the dream to achieve UN peacekeeper status seems like it's within reach, because PNG already has observer status, there are many challenges. Some are highlighted in the Defense White Paper that the government needs to address. Others include a good supply chain and improving our laws, like the Finance Management Act.
You have to really understand those people who you're going to be saving when you go on the ground. And at least you have to know some background information about who those people are and how are they connected to each other. So when you conduct your peacekeeping, at least you get people to come in and come to a round table and agree that the war will be done and over with.
Until then, we can only hope that the Defence Force will achieve this dream in the not-too-distant future. Rebecca Passingan, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
A group from the Revival Centres of Papua New Guinea has returned from a month-long invitational visit to Canada for the Canada Revival Centres annual rally. The rally was attended by more than 100 participants from Australia, America, Papua New Guinea and the host Canada. Apart from attending the rally, the group also visited fellow revival churches in America to carry out evangelism work. The 26-member group was led by Principal Pastor Godfrey Whippen, who was also the guest speaker at the occasion. Gregory Avira reports.
For many in the group that traveled, the trip was a means of spreading the message of salvation out to foreign lands. Despite the distance and cost involved, the group was commended by the host Victorian Revival Fellowship for attending the rally.
We've had a wonderful time here in Canada with your brothers and sisters. It has been exciting, there's no doubt about that. And to hear all the great testimonies of what God is doing in Papua New Guinea, it is absolutely fantastic.
With many man-made and natural issues troubling the world, the rally was focused on encouraging participants to turn back to the Lord for solutions. The rally has also allowed the PNG Revival Centers to strengthen its ties with other global fellowships.
We now affiliate with the Worldwide Revival Fellowships: Australia, America, Canada, England, Europe, Asia, Pacific, South America, and all over the world.
Pastor Wipon has committed more than 30 years of his life to evangelism work, which has seen the expansion of the church to all 22 provinces in the country. And the fellowship continues to grow.
We now have well over 125,000 people in our fellowship, and the church is growing fast.
Meanwhile, Pastor Wipon says the country needs to maintain its Christian principles to prosper. He said many developed countries were facing problems because they have lost faith in the Word of God.
We witnessed to them, but many of them were busy. Put it this way, busy studying the creation. And they don't want to know the Creator, which is very, very sad in the Western world. That is why the church is not growing.
Gregory Avira, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
We now join Douglas with the weather preview.
Thanks, Antonia. Good evening, everybody. The weather in brief. Most parts of the country will experience fine weather conditions, while others are having chances of few showers, rain and thunderstorms. I've got all the weather details a little later in the news. For now, it's back to you, Antonia.
Thank you, Douglas. Coming up next, 52 troops involved in Exercise Koa Moana and hundreds to benefit from water project. Stay with us on NBC National News.